Damn it. The door to the vault is wide open. They must have broken in.
Doesn't the vault have its own security? How could they have bypassed it?
I don't know, Carla.
Still, they might not have found the file. It was hidden, right?
It was. But they had more than enough time to do a thorough search. In any case, we need to confirm whether the file's been taken or not. Let's go in. The file's gone. It's not here. How could I have been so careless?
If it's actually been stolen, there must be a clue left behind. If there is, I'll find it.
Sure. Go ahead. I need a bit of time to get my thoughts in order.
This is hopeless. There's not a speck of evidence around. Wait, what's that? The cavity is the same shape as the eye emblem we found in the cave with the Admiral. Is this a book about the Overseers? Of course it is. How do I get this thing open? Actually, I don't have time for this right now. I'd better go find Reuben.
How did it go? Did you find any leads in the vault?
Nothing that would help us figure out who broke in.
Damn it all. Project Genetica will change the world. I know it will. But the change will be for better, only if it's handled by someone with no lust for power. I'm losing my grasp on Genetica. Someone is taking it from me, and I don't know who.
Where are you going with this?
There are no signs of a break-in, or any clues for that matter. Only the two of us knew about the vault, Carla. You're the only person I told where it is and how to get in.
Do I need to remind you that I was with you the whole time?
Yes, you were with me, but not always. You could have told someone about the vault before.
Reuben, I understand. You're angry about the situation and looking for the cause. But it ain't me. I've only been trying to help.
If that's the truth, then help me by answering my question. Did you tell anyone about the vault?
You're kidding, right? You have so little trust in me that I have to say something so obvious out loud?
Did you or did you not?
I didn't tell anyone about the vault. The culprit must have obtained the code some other way, not through us.
It's possible, if they somehow knew about the location of the vault before, they could have planted hidden cameras around it.
That might be it. Back in the control room, when we booted up the system, for a second it showed a map of Haven. There was an empty room marked on it. I think it was the vault. If I saw it, the culprit must have seen it too.
We don't have anything else to go on. We may as well have a look around.
You were right. I found a hidden camera. Take a look.
They most likely watched the footage.
And saw the vault's code and how to get in.
Then they distracted us so they could steal the file. But it's unlikely to be the only surveillance device they planted. We should sweep Haven and make sure there aren't any more. I'll check the control room first. Could you start from the creative hub?
Sure.
It's not what I need to print.
Another one in the bag. I should check the living quarters next. Nothing here. I should carry on looking. I think that's all of them.
I finished checking the other parts of Haven. They were also bugged. How's the situation here?
I found another spy cam and a recorder hidden around here too.
They had eyes and ears all over the place. Give me all the surveillance devices you found. I'll get rid of them. Good. I shouldn't be long.
No worries. There's another thing I'd like to check here in the meantime.
If you happen to find another hidden device, let me know.
Will do. While I have a moment, I should have another look at the book from the vault. This table looks like a good spot. There's a slot to put the Overseer's eye emblem in. Looks like some sort of puzzle? Is this a history of the Overseers? That's the group the Admiral was talking about back in the cave. Why does Reuben have this? The first record dates back to the 16th century. A group of rulers from Europe formed a secret alliance to bring their countries wealth and power. Is this real? Odd. The pages at the end look fairly new compared to the rest of the book. Were they added recently?
Carla, there's one more thing. I wanted to... Carla, that book. How... Why do you have this book?
Is there a problem?
Yes, there is. You shouldn't take things that don't belong to you.
I appreciate the fatherly advice, but I just wanted to have a look at it. No harm, no foul. The question is, why do you have a book on the Overseers?
How do you know that name?
The Admiral and I found an eye emblem while investigating the sniper incident. He recognized the emblem and told me a story about the Overseers.
I see. Well, this doesn't have anything to do with what's been going on. So why don't you give me the book and we forget about this?
You're obviously hiding something. Maybe you're an Overseer yourself.
What? No. I would never be a part of a group so rotten to the core. Jeannie!
Did she hurt herself?
Hey there. You okay? Jeannie, no! We need to get the book back before she tears it apart.
So it is important.
You want the truth? You'll get it. But only after we get the book back.
Good. That's all I wanted from the start. Any idea where Jeannie could have taken the book?
Usually, whatever she steals ends up in her stash back at Genetica Keep. I'd start there.
All right, let's go. I don't see Jeannie anywhere.
Still, she might have been here to hide the book in her stash.
I guess it's worth making sure. Give me a moment. Nothing. No book in sight.
If the book isn't here, Jeannie is probably still in the vents.
Any way to get her out?
In theory, we could flush her out through Haven's ventilation system. Fortunately for us, she has a GPS device on her, so we can track her movements. All we're really missing is the GPS receiver.
Where is it? I'll bring it.
It should be in the laboratory. In the meantime, I'll prep everything in the control room. We'll access the ventilation system through there.
Sounds good.
I need a key card to unlock it.
I think that's the one. I should bring it to Ruben. I've got the receiver. What do you want me to do with it?
Connect it to the port on the table next to me. Great. I think that's it. Now, we just need to get Jeannie out.
What's the plan here exactly?
With the GPS receiver, we can see where she is in the vents. If we shift the airflow in them, we can guide Jeannie out. But I'll need a hand with this. The system requires 2 people to operate fully.
All right, let's give it a try.
I need to use the fans to guide Jeannie out. I need to use the fans to guide Jeannie out. I need to use the fans to guide Jeannie out. Jeannie's blocking the way.
She's out.
Good job. Jeannie should have come out in Genetica Keep.
Let's get that book back.
Carla, I'll distract Jeannie. You grab the book from her.
I'd prefer to be the one doing the distracting.
I already got her attention. Don't worry, she doesn't bite.
I've got the book. But Jeannie didn't seem very happy about it.
She'll be fine. More importantly, the book is safe and sound now.
Then it's a good time to start talking.
Very well. I won't go back on my word. What do you want to know about the book on the Overseers?
Why do you have it stored in the vault? It's yours, right?
It is. I've been looking into this rotten group of people for quite some time. And the book contains material about the Overseers' history. To be honest, what I told you earlier about why your mom left me wasn't the full story. Back then, the group who terrorized us both was them, the Overseers.
If I remember your story correctly, you were a part of them.
Everything I said before was true. I left as soon as I realized what type of organization it was. But the story didn't end there. The harassment didn't stop. And the Overseers basically buried my business. My startup company was on the verge of collapsing.
Obviously, it didn't stop you from building your business empire in the end.
That's because I struck a deal with them.
What did you agree to? It must have been quite a negotiation.
I'm not proud of this, but I promised them 10% of yearly revenue from my company. Every year, I wire them money masked as donations to charities.
Hold on a second. When we found your ledger in the abandoned house, the pages with charitable donations were missing. Is it related to the overseers?
Carla, please don't make me answer this question.
You don't need to tell me. I'm sure I can put 2 and 2 together.
Fine. It's probably for the best if I tell you myself. The donations missing from the ledger were the ones I sent to the overseers. I kept you from the full message left in the ledger, too. It said, "Thanks for the money."
Then it means that the culprit is an overseer. Ruben, this is huge.
It doesn't tell us who the culprit is, only that we are dealing with people more powerful than I thought.
Is there any way we can stop them for good?
That's where the book comes in. By itself, it isn't as important. I believe most of the members have a copy of it, but I keep a list of names in this one. The list is a combined effort of an over 2 decades-long investigation. I was able to track down most of the members, except for the top branch.
Why haven't you given it to the police, the government, or anyone at all for that matter?
Without knowing a single member at the top of the chain, there's no point. If we try to cut off a limb, they'll just grow it back and be more cautious next time.
There must be something we can do about them.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there. First of all, I'm more worried about what the culprit will do next. Given how close they are to getting all the information on the Genetica formula, they might do something radical. I'd prefer that you get something to protect yourself.
What do you have in mind?
Nothing specific, as long as it can knock a person out if worse comes to worst.
Did Lucas have anything I could use?
No. We kept the gun only as a safety precaution. We never really had any security issues before on the island. I'll contact Sam. He's always been cautious. He probably brought some self-defense equipment to the island.
Are you sure we can trust the Admiral?
Samuel is a lot of things, but an overseer is not one of them. Of that, I am certain. I'll text him now to meet up with you.
What will you do?
I'll run another sweep of Haven. I want to make sure we didn't miss any of the hidden cameras. All right. He texted me back. He's going to meet you in the boathouse. I'll get in touch if anything else comes up.
Okay. Stay safe.
You too.
Miss Page, mind explaining why Ruben wants to arm you for self-defense? Why now?
I'll explain everything afterward. But first, I prefer to get what I came here for.
Very well, but you owe me some answers. Now, I did bring some self-defense equipment to the island, but unfortunately, I left all of it in the boat when I arrived. If any equipment survived the fire, it should be lying at the bottom of the sea. I had pepper spray and a stun gun. Any preferences?
I think the stun gun is a better option here.
Great. I kept it in a watertight box, so it shouldn't have been damaged by the water. But it won't get itself, so why don't you put the diving suit on and go for a swim? I'll hold the perimeter while you're down there.
Okay. I'll be back shortly. No stun gun. And the pepper spray isn't going to be of any use.
So, did you get the stun gun?
I didn't. But I found the pepper spray instead. I doubt I can use it, though.
What's wrong with it? Let me have a look. You should have started by saying that it melted. Could have saved us both some time.
It's not what I was looking for to begin with. I couldn't care less. The stun gun, though, is a different case entirely.
Well, if you're certain it wasn't with the boat remains, it could have washed ashore.
Like, to the beach?
Hopefully. Why don't we go check?
It's missing a pearl. I found it. It washed ashore, as you said.
Good, but it's not a toy, Miss Page. Be careful with it.
I think I can handle it.
For your sake, I hope you will. Now, let's head back to the mansion. I'd like to get those answers you promised.
Sure.
Now then, why don't you get me up to speed on the situation?
The Overseers aren't just a story. We're pretty sure the culprit is one of them.
Why? Because of the emblem we found before?
The culprit left a ledger for Reuben and me to find. Inside was a note which basically confirmed that it's one of them.
What was in the note?
It's not for me to say.
You're not blowing smoke up my rear, are you?
Would I joke about something like this?
If that's really the truth, then this is indeed a very serious matter.
They are also really close to obtaining the last piece of the Genetica formula. Reuben is worried they might do something drastic to get it. He said it would be best to prepare ourselves if push comes to shove.
We cannot let the Overseers get their hands on the serum. The very thought sends shivers down my spine.
Same. I don't think I'll be able to get any sleep tonight.
A good night's sleep is the least of our worries.
Oh, I think Reuben texted me.
What's wrong?
The last file has gone missing.
The last file? What does that mean?
Reuben had 3 files into which all the research on Genetica was split. If the last file is gone, it must mean that the culprit has all of them now.
Where is Reuben? We need to meet up with him ASAP.
1 second. I'll text him. He's in the security office.
Let's go. Reuben, Miss Page brought me mostly up to speed on the situation. I need confirmation from you. Does the culprit have all the information on Project Genetica?
I believe so.
God damn it. This is a matter of national security. We need to get those documents back immediately.
I know. I know. I'm just trying to piece together how they found the last file.
When did you realize the file was missing?
After I finished in Haven, I came here to check on it. So, a few minutes ago.
First things first, we need to establish a time frame during which the file was stolen. When was the last time you confirmed the file's location?
Today, early in the morning.
So it must have been taken rather recently. All right, I'll have a look around. Maybe I'll find something that could give us a hint.
We should all keep our eyes peeled.
I did find a brooch. I doubt it belonged to Lucas.
Can I have a look at it? This brooch, it's Mrs. Bird's. She wears it all the time.
When we spoke with her this morning, she was wearing it, wasn't she?
Back in the parlor? Yes. I believe Georgiana had the brooch on her.
If it is her brooch, she must have been here at some point during the day.
And she might have seen something.
I'll go and speak with her.
You go and do that, Miss Page. I'd like to ask Q a few questions myself. It's for the best if we split up to cover more ground.
Why do you want to question him?
I saw Q hanging around the garden during the day. I find the boy suspicious after all the lies he spouted about me.
Sam, knowing your relationship with Q, I don't think it's a good idea to leave the two of you alone.
Good point, Ruben. You should be there with them. You know, just in case.
Right. It's probably for the best. Sam, I'm coming with you.
Suit yourself.
Since that's settled, mind returning the brooch to me? I'll give it back to Mrs. B.
Right. Of course. Carla, let's meet up back in the dining hall after.
Roger that. I need to finish up here first. Mrs. B, do you have a moment?
Of course, dear. I'm always here for you.
You were in Lucas's room today, right?
Yes, I was. How did you know?
I found your brooch in his room. Actually, you can have it back.
Oh my. I guess I did lose it while I was in Lucas's room.
Do you know what time it was when you went to Lucas's room?
I didn't exactly look at the clock, dear. It was probably some time in the afternoon. But Carla, what is this really about?
Really, it should be Ruben to answer that, not me.
Understood. Hopefully, Ruben will fill me in on the details later. Dear, if you have any other questions, please don't be shy. I'll help in any way I can.
Maybe you saw someone suspicious during the day?
I did see a few people around while cleaning, but nothing that I could say was suspicious. Now that I think about it, I did see Jax sneaking around in the basement hall. At the time, I didn't think much of it. Figured he was sneaking more snacks out of the fridge. But now...
I think I got it. Thank you, Mrs. B. That was really helpful.
I'm glad I could help.
I should meet up with Reuben and the Admiral in the dining hall.
Sam, I'm glad I didn't let you go alone.
What are you talking about? He would have answered the questions just fine without you. Carla, did you talk with Mrs. Bird?
I did.
So, do you think we should put her on the list of suspects?
Everyone's a suspect until the culprit is found.
Huh! You took the words right out of my mouth.
But she did give me another lead to follow. She saw Jax lurking around in the basement hall during the day.
Interesting. Q also mentioned that Jax was acting odd. Around the afternoon, he saw Jax entering his suite, said it looked like he was hiding something behind his jacket.
Apparently, Jax was coming in and out of his room rather often.
Did you speak with Jax about it?
No, not yet. We wanted to meet up with you first.
Since we're all here and caught up, why don't we go and pay a visit to Mr. Traynor?
Let's start at his suite.
Jax, let us in.
Maybe he's not in?
He might be hiding out. There is only one way to know for sure.
Seems a bit excessive, Sam. Don't you think?
You can send me the bill later. Let's go in.
Great job, Sam. He's not here.
If not for me, we wouldn't have known that.
We probably could have used one of the windows to get in.
Miss Page, do I look like someone who'd crawl through a window?
Excuse me for trying to be resourceful.
Right. Well, Jax is probably somewhere in the mansion. We should split up and look for him.
You guys go ahead. I'll take a look around his room. There might be something here that can explain his behavior. Let me know once you find him.
Will do.
Jax, what are you up to? That's Janet's diary. Did Jax take it from her room? There has to be something else in here. Looks like Jax threw himself quite a pity party. I should grab a photo, just in case. Oh, I just got a text message.
We found him like this. He's completely knocked out.
That explains the empty bottle in his room.
Why on earth would he drink himself into a coma?
I think I have a pretty good idea. Reuben, I found a diary back in his suite. Take a look. It's Janet's. He probably read it.
Janet shared with me some of her thoughts about Jack's way of living before. Nothing pretty there. But they'd already split up. It shouldn't have made him spiral out of control like this.
It's the icing on the cake. I didn't tell you, but a few nights ago, Jack slept with Margot. Yesterday, he confessed to Janet.
Jax, why do you make such stupid choices in life?
From the looks of it, he seems remorseful.
People, this is getting us nowhere. It's highly unlikely that this mess is our culprit.
Perhaps, but he might have seen something during the day.
We should at the very least try to sober him up. Well, until he can speak again.
Any bright ideas on how we can do that?
I have some electrolyte tablets down in the wine cellar. It could help him recover a bit faster. Though, even if he drinks them, it will take some time.
It's better than nothing.
The longer we wait, the more time we give the culprit to do God knows what. We need to restrain the culprit somehow.
I agree with the Admiral. We need to limit the culprit's movements.
Well, we could gather everyone in the dining hall. This way, we'll limit the culprit's movements and have eyes and ears on everyone.
With everyone in the same place, we might just be able to figure out who the culprit is.
I guess we don't have much of a choice.
Then it's settled. Sam, let's move Jax into the dining hall. I'll text everyone to come there too. Carla, in the meantime, could you go grab the electrolyte tablets from the wine cellar?
I'm on it. I should probably prep it too. I need a glass of water. Kitchen it is. There might be some clean glasses in the dishwasher. Halfway there. Now to fill it up with water and drop one of the tablets in. Done and done. All that's left is to get Jax to drink it. I've prepped the electrolyte drink.
Excellent. Pass it over. I'll make sure Jax drinks every single drop of it. Miss Page, help me sit him up straight.
Sure.
I need the glass empty, boy. Time to prove your mettle. Good job.
Well, I guess it'll be some time before it takes effect.
Don't hold your breath. Reuben, when is everyone getting here?
I just sent the last message. Hopefully, they'll be here soon.
What happened to Jax? Is he all right?
One too many drinks by the look of it.
Disregarding the lump of flesh on the table? Mind explaining what we're all doing here?
I will once everyone's here. But we are missing Janet.
Did she reply to your messages?
No. I'm getting worried.
Has anyone seen Janet recently?
See, I saw her in the backyard earlier. She did look a bit upset.
Q? Why didn't you say anything when we spoke with you before?
I'm sorry, senor. I didn't think it was important.
Did you see where she was headed?
See, Miss Janet went into the jungle for a walk.
And she didn't come back?
I don't know.
All right. Everyone, I'd like for all of you to stay in this room for the time being. I'll explain everything afterward.
Of course, Ruben.
If we must...
We'll stay here, dear.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Carla, could you come with me to search for Janet?
Of course.
Sam, please keep an eye on everyone until we come back.
You can count on me.
Thank you. Carla, let's go. Janet, I hope nothing bad happened to her.
Don't worry, Ruben. Janet's fine. She's out there somewhere.
I hope you're right, Carla. If something's happened to her...
Then we shouldn't stand around here for too long. She might have gone in deeper.
Janet! Are you here?
Janet! Can you hear us?
Damn it. She's not here. She would have responded already. We need to keep looking.
She might have gone into the abandoned house. We should check it.
Let's split up. I'll check the house here. You go ahead to the lighthouse.
All right. Let's do this. It's not work. Why would someone do this? Could Janet be in there? Maybe there are wire cutters in the shed?
I couldn't find Janet. Did you check the lighthouse yet?
No. Someone jammed the door handle with a metal wire. I think Janet might be inside.
And in danger. We need to get there right now.
I'm working on it.
Janet!
Carla? Ruben? I...
Carla, we need to cut Janet loose.
Leave it to me.
I'm so happy you're okay. I was worried sick. Who did this to you?
I don't know. Everything happened so fast.
Maybe you can take us through it step by step. Why did you go into the jungle by yourself?
I came here not long after I caught Ruben rummaging through my room. I just couldn't bear being shut up inside those four walls anymore. So I went for a walk. While I was out here, someone snuck up behind me and knocked me out. Next thing I know, I wake up, tied up.
You probably need to be examined. You might have a concussion. I'll text Catherine and tell her to be ready.
Before we go back, Janet, mind if I ask you a few more questions?
Of course. I'll help any way I can.
Any idea why someone would do this to you?
I really have no clue.
Maybe something happened during the day?
Well, I ran into Margot and gave her a piece of my mind for sleeping with Jax.
That can't have been much fun. How did it go?
I mean, she basically apologized for her actions, and that was it. It didn't really escalate any further.
The most important thing is that you're alive and safe. I've contacted Catherine, so let's head back to the mansion and get you checked over.
Okay.
Catherine, could you start examining Janet?
I'm on it.
Mind explaining what exactly happened out there?
We found Janet tied up in the lighthouse. Someone attacked her.
Monsieur! Oh my.
No need to worry. Janet's gonna be fine after a good night's rest.
Thank you. Janet's attacker is probably the same person who stole all the files on Project Genetica. The one who murdered Freddy and Portia. Whoever it is, they're still here among us. We gathered all of you here to get to the bottom of this once and for all. No one will leave this place until the culprit is identified.
Damn straight. Now why don't we get started?
Right. As you all know, I've been looking into all the incidents and murders that took place during our stay here. From the clues I've gathered, I believe I'm very close to uncovering the culprit's identity. I'm certain that once I've gone through all the evidence one more time, we'll be able to determine the culprit.
Let's begin with Lucas's death, then.
Sure. At first, we thought Lucas slipped and fell by accident. But that wasn't the case. From the state of his body, it seemed that he had been in a fight before he died.
If I remember correctly, we found out his knuckles were freshly bruised.
That's right. We also noticed Lucas's suit was ripped. By that point, I was already suspecting Freddy was involved somehow. I found one of Freddy's pins by the pool. Besides, he had a bad limp around that time too. But there was no real proof, since the pool patio's security footage of the incident was missing.
Except that in one of the remaining frames, I noticed Lucas was talking to someone. So I questioned Mrs. Bird about it afterward. She was the first to find the body after all.
Could you tell everyone what you talked about?
Mrs. Bird told me she escorted Freddy to his room.
Yes. And then I went to finish tidying the Starship suite.
Thanks to the Admiral's chat with Mrs. B, I ended up questioning Freddy later. Freddy claimed he saw Q fighting with Lucas by the pool. So, we checked the greenhouse security footage during the time of the incident. Q was there. He couldn't have done it.
That's the moment we realized Freddy was lying through his teeth.
We went to confront Freddy in his room, but he was gone. Instead, we found his notebook, which confirmed our suspicions. Freddy had murdered Lucas.
That's when we all split up into teams and went to search for Freddy.
We found him, lying dead at the bottom of the well in the abandoned house. But his death was no accident.
Dear, how can you be certain it wasn't an accident?
The well's lid was barred by a steel pipe. Someone wanted to make sure Freddy couldn't get out in case he survived the fall. There's also another very important piece of the puzzle. I believe Freddy was being blackmailed and manipulated by someone in this room.
And what did they use to blackmail Freddy with?
The camera footage of Lucas's death, which we thought had been deleted. In the heat of the fight, Freddy accidentally pushed Lucas. Lucas tripped and fell backward, hitting his head on the corner of the pool. And you know the rest. I believe the culprit used this footage to their advantage by transferring it onto a USB key before they deleted it from the system. They probably approached Freddy after that. I think they blackmailed Freddy using the footage, making him their puppet.
It's an interesting theory, Ms. Page. But where's the proof? Where's the USB key?
Carla gave it to me before. I can confirm the USB key is real.
Fine, but the USB key with the security footage didn't appear out of thin air. Where did you find it?
In Jax's suite. I know that doesn't look good for Jax, but I think it was planted there.
On what basis?
The USB key was lying on the floor, partially hidden, as if it was lost. But I don't believe the culprit would be careless enough to lose something so important.
It does sound suspicious, I'll give you that. All right, so if Freddy was being manipulated, what exactly did he have to do for the culprit?
I'm sure that Freddy was made to scout out the lighthouse, to find the best vantage point. I found a torn map showing the way to the lighthouse in his room.
He tried to get rid of the map?
He ripped it up and tried to burn it. Thankfully, he didn't do a good job. In any case, when I found the map, I decided to investigate the lighthouse myself. That's where I found the military-grade binoculars.
And you're sure Freddy was in the lighthouse because?
By the binoculars, there was also an empty bottle of Freddy's favorite wine. I'm sure he spent the night there. Most likely, he was involved in some of the other incidents as well.
One thing's still not clear to me. If Freddy was being manipulated by the culprit, why was he murdered?
I believe Freddy found leverage against his blackmailer. And I think that ties directly in with your poisoning, Ruben.
Miss Page, why don't you explain how you reached this conclusion from the beginning?
Of course. After Ruben collapsed during our first dinner together, we started investigating what happened. Dr. Cat ran tests on Ruben that revealed a poison or venom of some kind in his system. At the time, we thought he'd been poisoned by the food or wine. But we ran further tests with Dr. Cat and found no traces of poison in them.
We hit a wall back then, without any further leads to investigate. Until
I had a delayed allergic reaction on my hand.
Which, after analysis, led us to the conclusion that the poison got into your system through your skin.
And how does this relate to Freddy's murder?
It's part of this ring I found on Freddy that makes me suspicious. The same ring that was used to poison you.
A poison ring? Seems like something straight out of my books.
No fiction here, just facts. We found out about the ring thanks to another USB key the culprit left behind in Portia's laptop.
It just looks like an ordinary ring to me.
This button here opens the compartment where the poison was stored.
Can I have a look at it?
Of course. I believe Freddy got his hands on part of the ring and used it as leverage against our culprit, which, in the end, cost Freddy his life.
You said Freddy had a part of it, but what you showed us was a full ring, was it not?
The other part, the sapphire, I found mixed in with a tablecloth in the dryer. I believe the murderer lost the sapphire while poisoning Reuben, and it went through the washing machine with the tablecloth. This led me to believe Reuben was poisoned during dinner.
Isn't it possible Reuben was poisoned earlier?
Unlikely. Some of the poison compounds we identified are very quick to take effect.
I had contact with everyone in the room during the dinner. Anyone could have sprayed it on me.
Doesn't that leave the possibility that Freddy could have plotted to poison Reuben and done the deed himself?
First of all, Freddy's dead. Even if he did do it, too many things don't add up. The security footage kept on the USB key, him carrying a part of the ring in his pocket. And I'm sure someone would have noticed Freddy wearing such a flashy ring during dinner.
So, your conclusion is that Freddy couldn't have poisoned Reuben?
That's right. All of the heinous acts from that point on were carried out by the person who killed Freddy. Their main objective from the start was to get information on Project Genetica. That's probably why the poison Reuben was sprayed with wasn't lethal. He was kept alive in case the culprit couldn't find any information on the project.
Yet Portia was the one who ended up paying the ultimate price.
Portia's death was a consequence of the culprit trying to get their hands on Genetica. I believe Portia caught the culprit off guard while they were hacking into her laptop. From the evidence I found, I believe it happened something like this.
What are you doing here? You!
I believe that after shooting Portia, the culprit ran away, worried that someone had heard the shots. While investigating the crime scene, I also found a cartridge that seemed to be from a handgun. That's when I decided to check Lucas's gun, which the Admiral was keeping hidden at the time. The number of bullets missing from it was the same number Portia was shot with. It was the murder weapon.
Does that mean the Admiral is the murderer?
Calm down. I didn't kill anyone. Someone stole it from my room, and after committing the crime, put it back in there to frame me.
He couldn't have done it. The Admiral and Q were in the backyard around the time Portia was murdered.
See, the Admiral was with me.
What about Janet? She was in the room with Portia's body when Reuben found them.
We found her unconscious on the floor, with no murder weapon in sight. If she did kill Portia, Janet would have had to put the gun back in the Admiral's suite before returning to the murder scene. It doesn't make much sense, but there's also the culprit's black trench coat, which I found in Janet's suite. The coat's fabric matched the torn piece I found after the Admiral was attacked.
Are you saying it's Janet's?
It didn't fit her, but I'm sure it was planted there to try and throw me off the trail. Either way, before making any further assumptions, there's something else I need to let all of you know. We discovered that the culprit is part of a secretive, very powerful group of people called the Overseers.
Never heard of them.
Consider yourself lucky. Some of the stories I've heard still send shivers down my spine.
I believe most of the stories about the Overseers have a kernel of truth to them. From the information I gathered about them, their roots go back to the 16th century. Their long history is full of instances where they abuse their power from the shadows to influence governments, even kings.
Sounds a bit far-fetched. You really want us to believe this group still exists and remains active to this day?
I encountered them in my younger days. I saw firsthand what they are capable of. Make no mistake, one of them is in this room.
Oh my!
How do you even know the culprit is one of these so-called overseers?
While investigating the trail left by the culprit, we found an emblem with an eye symbol on it. This emblem is heavily associated with the group. I believe their ultimate goal is to steal the formula for the Genetica serum and exploit it for personal gain and power.
Carla, even if all this is true, it doesn't tell us who the culprit is.
Which is why, before I start pointing fingers, there are some other facts I should mention. The culprit had the technology to hack into Ruben's internal systems. We're talking about infiltrating his messaging network and even Haven's security system. Only someone with a lot of resources would have access to such technology.
Carla, now all our cards are on the table. Do you know who the culprit is?
I think I can narrow down the list of suspects to 2 people.
Go on, then.
First of all, it couldn't be Ruben. There's just no motive for him to do any of this. We can cross Q off too, as he couldn't have poisoned Ruben during the dinner. He wasn't there. Also, Q and the Admiral were together when Portia was killed. Neither of them could have murdered her. Dr. Cat can be taken off the list too, even if her motives for taking the data on Jeannie are questionable. Poisoning Ruben would have been a waste of her time, as she had to do the most looking after him, leaving little time to search the mansion for any information on the project. Janet did have a motive to kill Portia, and we did find her at the murder scene. But there's no way she could have tied herself up in the lighthouse. I don't consider her a suspect. And Jax is not exactly in a state to be able to pull off any heists either. All this leaves only 2 people who could possibly be the culprit. It's Margot or Mrs. Bird.
Excuse me? It's obviously the cleaning lady, Chérie.
I'm innocent! I could never hurt Ruben!
Enough! Miss Page, get to the point. Who is the culprit?
I have no doubt it's Margot.
Chérie, don't make yourself look bad. It's not me.
Let me go over the facts, and everyone else can be the judge of that. Margot, you're linked to Freddy's murder. I found your lighter on his body.
The last time I checked, it wasn't illegal to lend someone a lighter.
Did you give him the lighter to burn the map that led him to the lighthouse?
How should I know? I didn't bother asking what he wanted to do with it.
You also had the opportunity to kill Portia. I saw you on the cameras walking onto the pool patio around the time Portia died.
Because I spilled wine on my shirt and went to change. You confirmed it yourself.
Yeah, and that was the perfect excuse to sneak into the Admiral's suite and grab Lucas's handgun. You also didn't hear any shots, despite being close to the murder scene.
Nothing you're saying proves that I'm the one behind all this. You're just wasting your breath.
I'm not finished yet. You sat next to Ruben during the dinner. You had the perfect chance to spray poison on him. I'm certain the ring fits your finger perfectly too.
Even if the ring fits me, there's no proof it's mine. Anyone could have used it.
But the same night Ruben was poisoned, you were looking for something in the dining hall. I bet it was the sapphire from the ring.
I was looking for my earring.
Right. What about today then? What were you doing in the afternoon?
I was in my room most of the time. I barely left it.
So you haven't been in the security room?
No. Why would I go there to begin with?
Hang on a sec. I might not fully understand what's going on, but I'm certain what Margot just said ain't true.
Mind elaborating, Jax?
This afternoon, I saw Margot leaving the security office.
Care to explain yourself?
Please, chérie. You must have drank too much and dreamt it up.
Margot, when I spoke with you today, you were coming up from the basement hall.
So what? That doesn't mean I was in the security office.
Well, if I were in the culprit's shoes and suspected someone had seen me with a stolen file, I'd probably assault them and tie them up too.
Are you insane? How did you jump to that conclusion from me just talking to her?
You're obviously hiding something.
Oh, chérie. I believe you're better at keeping secrets than I am. Why hide the fact that Ruben's your father?
Carla is Ruben's daughter. I can't say I'm not surprised. But Margot, how do you know this?
I run a media empire, Sam. It's my job to know.
Is Carla really your daughter, Ruben?
It's true. She is. It's a long story, but it doesn't matter right now.
I strongly disagree. If you've been hiding something as important as this, what else are you not telling us? Maybe you and your little daughter are the true culprits, scheming behind everyone's backs.
The only one scheming right now is you.
Your word means as much as mine.
You're right. But I have something you don't. Evidence. During my first few days here, when Mrs. B started helping me, she received a handwritten threat. That was the culprit's biggest mistake. If I compare the handwriting on it with yours, we'll know who's lying.
Sure. Give me a piece of paper and a pen. I'll prove it's not mine.
No need. I actually already have a handwritten note from your notebook.
Is stealing another skill of yours?
If it helps the investigation.
Carla, why don't you use the table to compare notes, so everyone can see?
Works for me.
Good. 4 more letters left to find. I need to find 1 more pair of matching letters.
It's the same handwriting, Margot.
Are you people going to take her at her word? She's not an expert. How can she tell?
If you're not the culprit, then there's nothing to worry about. We'll sort this out.
No one likes a hero, Sam.
Samuel!
Ruben. Take another step, and you're dead.
Margot! Oh, how could you? Where did you get this gun from?
Ruben, you should really learn how to hide things better. I found your files after all. Did you really think I wouldn't be able to find the handgun? You should give me more credit.
Margot, you'll pay for this.
Keep it down, Sam. It's not good for your health to get so worked up.
He needs treatment or he'll bleed to death.
Don't try anything stupid. As long as everyone behaves, no one else will get hurt. But kudos to you, Carla. I thought I'd get away scot-free. Not that it matters much. The only thing you've accomplished, really, is spelling out your own demise. Now, someone pick him up and let's all go for a little walk to the wine cellar. All of you, get inside the elevator. Well, this was a lovely getaway, Reuben. We should do this more often. Let's see how long you'll be able to survive down there. Farewell.
It was Margot all along.
She's a witch and a goddamn psychopath.
I can't believe it. What on earth just happened? Oh, God. And Sam, I think I'm going to faint.
Everyone, I know it's a lot to take in, but please try to remain calm. Catherine, what's Sam's condition?
I'll be fine. It's not the first time I've been shot in the line of duty.
Sam, it's not up to you to decide if you're fine. Your wound is no joke. Just be thankful the bullet hit your shoulder and missed any vital areas.
Is the Admiral going to live?
As long as I stop the bleeding, yes. I'm just glad I was able to grab the first aid kit. I have nearly all the necessary equipment to deal with the situation. But I won't have enough bandages to cover the wound once the bleeding stops.
There might be a bandage back in the laboratory.
I can go grab it.
I'll come with you. I need to check Haven's systems in the control room. I doubt Margot would simply leave us down here. Everyone else, please stay here and provide any support Catherine might need. You go ahead. It'll take a few minutes to check the systems.
Okay, I'll be back shortly. I've got the bandages. Any update on Haven's systems?
It's not looking good. It's better if we head back to the others. I'll address the situation there.
Are you telling me we're in danger?
I won't lie to you. At the current rate, the air will run out in Haven soon. But I have a plan. So let's not waste another second and head back to everyone.
Okay, I trust you.
Everyone, can I have your attention, please? I'm sorry to say, but we have another emergency on our hands. My worries came true. Margot sabotaged the ventilation system. If we don't act now, we won't get a chance to see daylight again.
No, 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 no! Are we all going to die here? That crazy woman needs to be stopped.
Could you please stop shouting? I don't need a headache, too.
The situation is indeed dire, but not hopeless. Margot removed my admin rights from the system, but I still have another trick up my sleeve. We can reset the ventilation system with the emergency manual override. However, we'll need a few people to operate it.
You don't need to ask. I'll be your savior.
Jax, it's fine. I'd prefer you stay put and recover your strength.
Sheesh, whatever.
What a joke. At the moment, I'm as useless as that drunk over there.
Reuben, you know you can count me in.
We still need another person.
What about Q?
Sorry, but I'll need help from Q to lift Sam up to treat his wound.
Reuben, if you think I can be of any assistance, I'll help.
Yes, of course you can. Thank you. There are 3 air control panels in Haven that we need to override at the same time. Georgiana, your panel is in Genetica Keep's office area.
How will I know which panel I need?
The panel has a ventilation sign in front of it. Carla, your panel is in the Creative Hub, and I'll go to the 3rd one in the control room. Each panel requires a key to unlock it. Georgiana, I've grabbed yours from the control room. But Carla, the key to your panel is probably somewhere in the Creative Hub. It should have a blue tag on the keychain.
No worries, I'll find it. Is that all?
Almost. Once you open the panel, you'll need to wait for a signal.
What's the signal?
When the main bulb turns from red to green on the panel, flip the main switch inside.
I think we got it, dear. Shall we head out?
Just give me 1 second. Dr. Cat, before I leave, I've got the bandages you needed.
Oh, thank goodness. This will help a lot. Thanks. You better get going now, or it won't matter much if I patch Sam up or not.
Instead of worrying about us, you should focus more on the Admiral's health.
I do, but I'd prefer to know my efforts will not go in vain.
Don't worry, they won't.
Georgiana, Carla, let's go.
First things first, I need to find the panel key. I think I've got the right key. Now I need the panel. I'm getting lightheaded. I should hurry up. Come on then. Where's the signal? I really hope that worked.
Everyone, the mission was successful. We managed to override the ventilation system. We are no longer in immediate danger.
I never doubted you, senor.
Oh, thank God. At least one thing went right.
I knew you'd all get it done.
I'm just glad I could help.
Y'all did well, but what took you so long?
Jax, you better keep your mouth shut until you sober up.
Why don't we all just take a breather for a moment?
We can't just relax. We need to stop Margot.
And we will. But simply rushing head on without a plan won't help anybody.
I'm with Catherine on this.
Can we just please talk about something that doesn't involve murder? Like Reuben. Why didn't you tell anyone about Carla being your daughter?
Actually, he told me.
What? Why did you tell him and not me?
Look, at the time, Carla accused Jax of having Lucas's murder security footage in his room. He was furious about being blamed and could not understand why I was on her side. I had no options but to tell him the truth to avoid any further conflict between them.
Who else knew?
I told Portia a few months ago. I guess she started looking into you afterward.
All the info about me she stored on her laptop was creepy, to say the least.
Right. Well, people can be overprotective sometimes. The point is that I wanted to tell everyone when the time was right. But under these circumstances, it wasn't something I could even consider.
To be fair, I found out only today.
I don't even know what to say. I can only imagine what a surprise it must have been for you. How are you feeling knowing Reuben's your father?
Honestly, I'm glad I got to meet my biological father. I just wish it happened under different circumstances.
So do I, Carla. My only hope is that we'll be able to build a relationship at the end of all this.
Sorry to burst your lovely future family bubble, but what's our next move here?
We get out of Haven and apprehend Margot.
Right. Let's assume we managed to capture her. What then? We still have the overseers to deal with. They won't let us simply walk away from all this.
Basically, Reuben was keeping tabs on the overseers for a really long time. He encountered them back in his younger days. I believe they almost made him go out of business. Since then, he started gathering information on them and storing it in a book. In the book, there is a list of people associated with the overseers.
I also have evidence gathered about bigger incidents that they were directly involved in. But I don't know the names of the top members in their group.
I have more questions about all of this, but it can wait. Even with all this information, without identifying the heads of the group, we won't be able to stop them.
Well, if we somehow capture Margot and make her give up the group leaders' names, wouldn't we have a chance of taking down the overseers for good?
It's a possibility, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we need to find a way out of Haven.
Saying that, could we override other parts of Haven manually to get out of here? Like the elevator?
No, it's impossible to do it from the inside.
What about the vents? They lead outside, right?
That might actually work, but the ventilation system will be complex to navigate through. We'll also need the ventilation blueprints to find a possible route to the surface.
Can't we just use Haven's system to access the vent layout?
Unfortunately, no. Margot locked me out of it. But there should be vent blueprints stored somewhere in the vault.
Kinda sucks, but okay. I'll go look for them.
All right, please do. In the meantime, I'll determine the best point of entry into the vents.
Sweet. I think that's what we needed. I got the blueprints.
Good. We should be able to enter the vents from Genetica Keep. But they're quite narrow. Most of us won't be able to squeeze through.
What are you proposing?
The best plan is to send one person in and have them unlock the elevator from the outside. But the only ones who can probably move in the vents are Janet, Carla, or Catherine.
Apologies, Reuben. I don't handle small spaces well. I wouldn't reach the surface.
Maybe Janet? She's the smallest of the group.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I'm going out there alone.
As expected. Okay, that just leaves me then.
Are you sure, Carla? It's going to be dangerous.
No, I'm not sure. But there's no way around it. Someone has to do it.
I wish we didn't need to do this at all, but there aren't any other options. Let's just go to the Creative Hub. We can spread out the blueprints there and determine a path to the surface. Place the blueprints on the table.
Great! All that's left is to mark the entrance and the exit.
I'd better grab a photo of the map. It'll probably come in handy. Okay, I think I'll know how to navigate my way out.
This exit should lead you out somewhere by the beach. But if you get lost in the vents, just come back, okay?
Reuben, seriously, you don't need to worry about me. My navigational skills are quite good.
If you say so. But promise me, once you're outside, you'll avoid Margot at all costs.
I can't promise you that. Who knows what might happen up there?
Carla, fine. All I want is for you to stay alert when you're outside.
And I will. So once I'm out, what comes next?
You'll need to unlock the elevator and send it down here for the rest of us.
Sure. And how am I supposed to do that?
By using the panel in the wine cellar, you should be able to access it.
What do you mean by should be able to access?
Well, the panel operates independently of the Haven system. So I hope that Margot didn't mess with it and it's still accessible. One more thing. Here's the code you'll need to input into the panel.
That's everything, right?
I believe so. I guess it's time for you to go. Let's head into Genetica Keep. Here's the widest entrance point into the vents, right above me.
Seems a bit high up. How will I reach it?
It's not a problem. I'll lift you up.
Sounds good. Let's do this.
The lid is screwed shut. It's a no-go at the moment.
I'll need something to unscrew the lid first. Any ideas?
There might be a screwdriver back in the laboratory. I'll go take a look.
All right. I'll look around here then. I need to find all the missing pieces. Not my preferred choice, but I should be able to unscrew the lid with it.
Bad luck. I haven't found a screwdriver.
No worries. I think I got it. I'll use a coin to unscrew the lid.
Good thinking. Let's get you up there.
Here goes nothing.
How is it? Are you able to move?
It's cramped, but not as bad as I thought. I should be good to go.
Stay safe.
The gate's closed. Maybe those cables have something to do with it. This should lead to the exit. All I need is to climb it now. No biggie. I hope. Time to get to work. I should be extra careful. Margot could be anywhere. It's not work. Margot cut the cables. Not good. I should text Ruben. Electrical cables. Where could they be? All right. Who is Margot speaking to? And how?
I already told you. I have the serum formula. Now get me out of here. As I already said, I've got this under control. There will be no witnesses left. What do you mean it will take some time to get me off the island? I don't care about the storm. Just do your goddamn job. Seriously, how long will they take?
We still have time to turn the tables. Let's hope this works. There we go. Now to let Ruben know. Welcome back above ground.
Carla,
I knew you'd get us out.
I'm happy that it all worked out, but I couldn't say I was confident.
But still, you got us out. You saved us.
Miss Page did a great job, but this isn't over yet. Do you know where Margot is?
I saw her a few minutes ago, going to the pool patio.
And she didn't see you?
If she did, I wouldn't be standing here. Also, she was talking to someone on the phone. From what I heard, they won't be able to pick Margot up off the island anytime soon, due to the storm.
That's good intel. At least we won't have to deal with any more overseers for now. And this is a golden opportunity to capture Margot. We just need to decide how.
I could tase her with my stun gun.
Sure, we can immobilize her if we get close enough. But at mid-range, a stun gun won't hold up against her handgun. We don't have the firepower we'd need for a direct attack.
Well, there might be other working guns on the island.
You know, those guns would have been pretty useful before.
Perhaps, but they aren't what you think. I'm not even sure if they work or not. It's a pair of flintlock pistols back in the study. I keep them as decorations, but in theory, they should still be fully functioning.
They're better than nothing.
It's decided then. I'll go get the pistols from the study.
It'd be reckless to go alone. We should assemble a small team for the operation first. The rest of the group will stay here until the threat is neutralized.
You're right. Of course I'll be joining the party. This all started because of me and the project. I should be there to end it.
I'm not going to stand on the sidelines either. I'm coming.
Carla, you've done enough. I don't want to put you in harm's way again. You should stay here.
Reuben, Ms. Page has proved to be more than capable of handling herself. If she wants to go, let her go.
Fine.
Good. Now, I may not be in top form, but it's my duty to ensure everyone's safety here. I'll be coming along too. With that being said, we need one more person.
I'd like to join you. Hold your horses there, cowboy. I'm all sober and ready to take that witch down. Y'all better take me along with you.
We can't take both of you. Taking too many people could lead to unnecessary civilian casualties.
Let's have a vote then.
Diplomatic as ever, I see. All right, I say let Jax come along. He could be rather useful.
I'm not sure Jax is as recovered as he says he is. I'd prefer Q to join us. Carla?
Jax should join us.
If that's your decision, I understand. I'll stay here. Now that's settled, why don't we get this show on the road?
All right. Everyone else, please stay down here for the time being. Once we've captured Margot, we'll come get you.
Good luck.
Chin up, everyone. I have faith in you all.
You better all come back safe, okay?
That's a promise, Janet. Now, everyone on the team, head to the study and stay vigilant. Margot could be anywhere in the mansion. These are the pistols.
You sure they work? They look ancient.
They should. Back when I was given them, I was told they were loaded, too.
One bullet in each gun, and we're not sure if they can even fire. I don't like those odds. At the very least, we need to examine them. This one looks fine. What about the other one? This probably won't fire. The flint looks dull. There's a good chance it won't make a spark.
So, I guess we should just take this one.
Yes, one is better than none.
Who's going to take the pistol?
Unfortunately, this wound would hamper my aim, so I'm no good. Miss Page, you already have a stun gun. I believe it comes down to either Jax or Reuben.
I'm the one who should bear the responsibility.
You need to take a step back, Reuben. Have you ever handled a gun before? Let me do it.
Yeah, I'd have an easier time trusting Reuben with the pistol.
Sure, give it to the inexperienced guy.
Thank you, Carla.
Listen up, people. Our objective is to capture Margot alive. The pistol should only be used in the worst-case scenario for self-defense.
Of course. I understand that.
Good. Then from here on out, remain vigilant. We don't know where Margot is. So the first thing we need to do is determine her whereabouts.
Let's start with her room.
Affirmative. We'll broaden the search from there if we don't find her. Move out.
Ugh, I need another drink.
She's probably going into the club room. Everyone, stay quiet and follow me.
I hope Reuben's taste in music is less dull than his personality.
This is what we're going to do. Carla and I will sneak in first, move over to the right, and hide behind the pool table. Reuben and Jax will go in after us and approach Margot from the left. Once everyone is close enough to her, I'll give the signal and we'll surround and overpower her. If we get her gun, we've won.
Okay, let's do this.
Margot, this is the end.
What?
Touch your gun and I'll shoot. I said, don't touch it.
Reuben!
It wasn't exactly a smooth operation, but we caught her.
For a moment, I thought I was a goner. Thank you, Carla.
Yeah, of course. I'm shaking like a leaf now, but at least it's over.
Let's leave any further discussion for later. Margot won't stay unconscious forever. We need something to tie her up with.
I should have some rope back in my room.
Do I want to know why you have rope in your room?
Hey, it's nothing sketchy. I brought it with me because I thought we might go hiking on the island over the weekend.
Why are you still standing here then? Go get it!
Look, I ain't feeling too hot right now. Too much action. Why doesn't Carla go get it?
Fine, I'll do it. We need to tie Margot up. looks sturdy enough. I've got the rope.
Great. Give it to me. Jax and I will tie her up.
By the way, where's Reuben?
He went back to the others to tell them the good news.
Oh, okay. I'll go get him. We still need to discuss how we're going to get intel on the Overseers out of Margot.
Off you go, Miss Page.
Then Margot hit the ground. Oh, Carla, good timing.
Reuben was just telling us how you took Margot down.
See, it was amazing. What an act of bravery.
Thanks, but it was a team effort. Reuben, could we go back upstairs? We still need to discuss what we're doing with Margot.
Right, of course. Everyone else, you're safe now, so feel free to go back to the mansion. Carla, Sam, and I will deal with Margot. Shall we?
Where did Jax go?
Said he needed to take a walk and think things over. Whatever that means.
Sam, why don't we go into the dining hall to discuss our plans for Margot?
Sure, we can leave Margot here. She won't be going anywhere anytime soon. As far as I can see, we'll just have to force the information out of her.
And how are you planning on doing that?
By any means necessary.
I'm sorry, Sam, but we shouldn't stoop to Margot's level. There's got to be a better way.
Fine, I'm open to ideas.
We need to at least try to make a deal with her. If we convince her to tell us what she knows about the Overseers and testify in court against them, we could take not only Margot down, but also the Overseers.
What do you think we could offer her?
Protection.
I see. That wouldn't be a problem. We'd keep her under guard until she testifies in court and the trial comes to an end.
So the government would only protect her until the trial finishes. What about after?
What happens after is none of our concern. She could be executed for treason for all I care.
I realize Margot's caused all of us a lot of pain. But we should provide her with the security she needs, even after the trial ends. Sam, I'm sure you could pull some strings to make it happen.
The question is not if I could, but if I would. And I wouldn't. She deserves whatever comes to her. Though I could lie about keeping her safe after the trial if that convinces her to testify against the Overseers.
No. We need to be better people here. If she does her part, we should do ours too.
Honestly, Reuben, you and your righteous views. Fine. This is a democracy after all. So why don't we decide here and now whether we're going to keep her safe after the trial ends? I think my view on this is clear. We should lie about protecting her.
I'm against it. If we lie, we're basically condemning her to death at the hands of the Overseers after the trial ends.
She's not worth it. I say we lie.
Carla.
Then it's decided. However, let's not forget that it all depends on whether she's willing to cooperate to begin with.
We understand. Now, let's get this over with.
Oh, here you all are. I was getting lonely.
Don't you feel any remorse?
Maybe I did a couple of decades ago. Now, not really. But please, do tell. How did you get out of Haven? I was sure you'd all suffocate down there. I bet Carla had something to do with it. Our wonderful heroine.
Joke's over, Margot. You lost and you know it.
I wonder. The other members of my group should be here soon. If I were you, I'd run.
Cheap lies. I heard you on the phone before. I know they aren't coming until the storm passes over.
Ah, you're well informed. You can't blame me for trying. But is that all you have to say to me, Cherie? And I thought we were friends.
We couldn't be further from being friends.
Then rivals, perhaps.
Margot, if you want to save whatever part of your life you have left, you need to tell us what you know about the Overseers and testify against them in court.
No. Save my life? Ha! The only lives I perhaps could save are yours. It doesn't matter if I testify or not. From the moment you captured me, I became a liability to them. I'm as good as dead.
Unless you strike a deal with me, I can ensure your protection.
Is that a joke? I know how this goes. I'll only be protected while I'm useful.
If the information you provide is solid, you'll be kept safe even afterward. I promise. They won't be able to touch you.
I can't imagine how you'd be able to keep such a promise. But to hell with it. What do I have to lose? I'm dead either way. So, what do you want to know about my beloved Overseers?
Why did the Overseers target Ruben's project?
Isn't it obvious? The Genetica serum could extend our lives. Of course we'd be after it.
And are you the one who decided to take action to get it?
The group's senior members did, which does include me.
Do you know anything about the other members of the group?
I know more than they want me to. I even know their favorite meals. I can't say I'm terribly popular back in the group. Maybe that's why they sent me here without backup.
If your info's as solid as you lead us to believe, then I'm sure we'll be able to keep you safe. Now, I heard you have a working phone.
Oh, you mean my satellite phone?
What else? There's no signal. How are you able to contact the outside world?
Simple. After arriving on the island, I made some modifications to the satellite dish. It blocks all the devices on the island, except for my satellite phone. Pretty neat, right?
I can't say I'm surprised. Of course it was you.
I'll take that as a compliment, but really, it's the equipment that did all the work. I have to hand it to the Overseers. They did equip me well for the trip.
Margot, what about the Genetica files?
What about them? Don't worry, they're still on the island.
Did you make any copies of them?
No, but it was on my to-do list.
Then where are the files?
Back in my room.
Ruben, you and Carla go find the files. I'll get the satellite phone off Margot and try to contact someone in Panama.
I'll leave that to you, Sam. Carla, let's go.
Now that's a witch. No sign of the files, but I think I found the DNA sample Margot took from Jeannie.
I don't see the files either. But if the DNA sample was here, The files should be too. Give me the sample, though. I'll make sure it doesn't leave the island. All right, let's carry on looking for the files.
It seems one of the boards was moved. It's worth investigating. A metal...
There is a box hidden under the floor. It's locked, though. I bet the Genetica files are inside.
Perhaps. Put the box on the table. Let's try to open it.
knew it! All the files are inside! We finally got them back, Ruben!
Yes. Yes, we did. Great job, Carla. Mind passing them over to me? Thank you. And Carla, I'm sorry I doubted you when the file from the vault was stolen.
No harm done. I forgot about it already.
But I didn't. My weaknesses took over me. I'm sorry.
Ruben, it's already in the past. How about we look toward the future instead?
I guess you're right. No other way but forward. Let's head back and find Sam.
I see you found the files.
We did. And were you able to contact someone for help?
The good news is that I managed to reach the authorities in Panama. The bad news is that the rescue team won't be able to get here until the storm dies down.
So we don't know whether Panama's rescue team will get here sooner than the overseers?
That's right. We're not out of the woods yet.
There's not much we can do about it. We'll have to wait and hope the rescue team arrives first.
No. I can't accept that we're leaving our fate to chance.
We won't be. We'll lock ourselves in Haven until we confirm the rescue team has arrived. But before we do, these are the only files that contain notes about the procedure for making the Genetica serum. It's funny. Before all this, I strongly believed prolonging human life would make the world a better place. But after everything that happened, all the pain and death we witnessed on this island, I kept asking myself whether we as a species were ready for such a big change. And I reached a conclusion. We're not.
What have you done? You signed the contract with the government, Ruben.
I'm well aware of it.
This isn't something you can simply shrug off and make go away. There will be consequences.
It's done, Sam. The files are gone. The Genetica serum won't see the light of day.
It was reckless of you. You could have helped a lot of people.
And hurt even more in the process. Society is not ready for it. Nor am I.
As a government official, I believe you've committed a foolish act that will cost you and your company dearly.
It sounds like you've made more trouble for yourself, Ruben.
Not for the first, nor for the last time. Sam, I believe we'll be able to reach a new agreement that's beneficial for the government. Carla, mind giving us a minute? I'd like to speak with Sam in private.
Sure. I'll go and check on Margot in the meantime.
Ah, you cared enough to make another visit, chérie.
Not really, but since I'm here, I may as well ask you a few questions.
Oh, an interview. I'm honored. Go on then. I'm an open book.
Why did you blackmail Freddy? You could have just let him get caught.
Well, I'm an opportunist. I thought he could be my helping hand and my scapegoat down the line. Didn't really work out that way.
I know Freddy scouted out the lighthouse for you, but he did more than that, right?
He did. Freddy helped me break the boathouse lock and also poured gasoline on Sam's boat. I have many talents, but brute strength is not one of them.
Right. One more thing. Why did you become an overseer?
Boring questions get you boring answers. It's power, chérie. Simple as that. That's all I ever wanted. And I'm the type to get what I want.
I have nothing else to say except... I've been wanting to tell you from the moment we met. Yellow looks terrible on you.
Ouch! That actually hurt more than I expected.
Good. Are you all done here? Talked it out?
Yes.
Y'all gotta listen. There's a cargo ship passing by right now.
This is our chance to get out of here, people. Reuben, we need to attract their attention right away.
The SOS signal is broken, but there should be a flare gun in the shed by the lighthouse.
There's no time to waste. Someone needs to run and get it.
I'm a decent runner. Let me do it.
It's all down to you, Carla.
I can still make it in time. I just need the flare gun. Here goes nothing. Was this enough to get their attention? Yes! It worked! I think Reuben just texted me.
Carla, you are amazing.
I actually can't believe it. We are finally getting off this island.
Hopefully. But we need to make sure we know whose ship will be boarding first. The cargo ship isn't too far away from the island, so Sam is trying to contact them with the radio.
Sure, being cautious is okay. But it looked like a regular old cargo ship.
And it may be just that. In any case, it would be good to know whether they can take us to Panama.
Fair enough. And where are the others?
The rest went to get their bags and prepare for the trip.
I should probably do the same.
Wait, before you run off, there's one last thing I'd like to give you.
Are you sure we have enough time?
It's fine. It'll be a while before the ship gets here.
All right. What do you want to give me then?
It's a memento from when I was dating your mom. I stored it in the vault, if that's okay with you. We could go get it.
A memento from back when you and Mom were dating? Yes, please.
It should be here. Could you help me look for a small velvet bag?
Sure. I need a handle to open it.
Is this it?
Yes, that's the one. Always and forever. What a romantic I was. I gave this to Marianne back when I thought our love would last forever. The only thing that did is this bracelet. May I put it on you?
Of course. It's beautiful. Thank you, Ruben.
This bracelet is a promise. I promise that whatever happens in the future, I will always be there for you, as a father or a friend.
I don't know what to say.
Then don't say anything. Just know that if you need me, I'll be there.
Thank you.
Now, shall we go pack our things?
Yeah, we probably should.
Once you've finished packing, come to the veranda. Everyone decided to meet there.
Will do. What should I pack first? I think that's everything. Time to meet up with everyone on the veranda.
Carla, do you have a moment?
Sure. What's up?
I wanted to apologize.
What for?
You know, the way I acted when you approached me about, the ghostwriters. When you went through my personal belongings, what I really want to say is that I get it. You did what you needed to do to find the killer.
Thanks for understanding. How are you holding up, though? It wasn't an easy week for any of us.
Honestly, disturbed and exhausted. I think I'm so dehydrated I couldn't even shed another tear. But seriously, I'm worried about what's going to happen next.
I can't guarantee it, but I have a feeling we'll be okay.
I hope so too. But a lot of bad stuff happened, you know? It's not something I can just erase from my memory.
I know how you feel. Everything that happened. All the people who died. I'll never forget it.
At least I know I'm not alone in this.
You're not. Besides, there's always Ruben, right?
Ruben. I really need to sort out my relationship with him.
I know that he loves you.
And I love him. Hopefully enough to get us past everything that happened here. But let's keep this between the two of us, okay?
My lips are sealed.
Thanks. We should probably join everyone else on the veranda.
Good. Almost everyone's here now.
Admiral, did you contact the ship? All good?
I did. Surprisingly, the radio signal went through and didn't get blocked. Probably because the ship was close by. From what they told me, the ship's crew got caught in the storm while taking a cargo shipment to Panama.
That's great. I mean, it's bad they got caught in the storm, but they'll take us to Panama, right?
Affirmative. It seems Lady Luck is on our side today. But there's still some time before the ship gets here. So no need to hold your bags. Put them down with the rest.
I'll take you up on that offer.
I should put my luggage here.
All right, I'd better check on Margot. Reuben, care to join?
Actually, I should go make sure Jeannie will have enough food while I'm away.
Suit yourself.
I should see how everyone else is holding up. Q, how are you coping?
I'll be fine. And how are you?
Lack of sleep and fatigue is kicking in, but I'll survive.
I'm sure you will. You're as strong as they come. I just wish for all of this to be over. For all of us.
I believe it will. Have faith for a while longer.
See, I'll try. You take care of yourself as well.
Will do. Dr. Cat, how are you feeling?
I'm still in shock, to be honest. This whole week has been one big emotional roller coaster.
To say the least. Yet you persevered and helped everyone. It's thanks to you that we managed to avoid more casualties.
But we still lost so many people. I couldn't do anything for Portia, Freddie, or Lucas.
You shouldn't feel guilty. There's nothing we could have done.
I know I shouldn't, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. All I want to do now is go back home and hug my family.
It won't be long before you're doing just that, Dr. Cat.
I should have said this sooner, but there's no need for honorifics anymore. Just call me Cat.
Sounds good to me, Cat. Let's talk more once we're actually out of here.
I like the sound of that.
Mrs. B, are you okay?
Oh, yes, dear. I just keep replaying everything that's happened this week in my head. After what Margot did, she doesn't deserve to keep walking on this earth.
I know how you feel, but she's useful to us. Margot will help us take down the overseers.
If you say so. So sorry to cut this short, dear. But if you don't mind, I'd like to be left with my own thoughts for a bit.
I understand. Take care, Mrs. B.
Carla, I have one last favor to ask.
Sure. What is it?
I doubt the ship will be able to reach the shore. It's probably too big. We need to prepare 3 boats to get to it.
Do we have any?
Back in the boathouse. I'm just not sure if we have enough paddles for them.
Say no more. I'll go check.
Thanks, Carla. If you find the paddles, leave them outside.
Roger that.
How long will it be before we can leave?
Oh, would you look at that? Our freshly baked hero, Carla Page.
What are you doing here by yourself?
Nothing much. Just thinking some things through.
Are you worried about the mafia business you got involved with?
I ain't sweating about the mafia no more. I talked to Reuben. He'll lend me the money. Once I've paid my debt, I'll cut all ties with them.
That's the right step forward.
It's the only step forward. I'd prefer to keep all my fingers attached, if you know what I mean. But I can assure you this'll be the last time I borrow money from Reuben. I made a promise to myself, and I'm planning on keeping it. But this is off the record, all right? If any of this gets out and reaches the press...
I think there's a bigger story on this island than a movie star laundering money.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
No worries. I'll catch you later.
See ya.
I'm still missing a pair for the 3rd boat.
A piece of it is missing.
Three pairs of paddles? Check. Ruben said to leave them outside. Looks like a good spot. I'll leave them here. Good news. I found 3 pairs of paddles. I left them outside, as you asked.
Excellent. The ship is almost here. I'll go get the boats prepared.
By the way, Admiral, where's Margot?
We thought it would be better if we didn't drag her out here until everybody boarded the boats. I'd prefer to avoid any more conflicts until we reach the mainland.
It's probably a wise decision.
But before we leave, Miss Page, I have to hand it to you. You did remarkably well solving the murders. I'm impressed.
Thank you. It wasn't easy. Really, it's thanks to everyone that we managed to catch her.
You don't need to be so modest. I saw how brave and tenacious you were. In my opinion, you're a great journalist, Carla. But I hope you understand that you won't be able to publish anything about what happened here. At least not until the trial is over.
I get it. After all, this turned out to be a lot more than just an interview with Ruben.
The ship stopped. I think it got as close as it can to the shore. Everyone, it's time to leave.
I'll get Margot then.
Everything happened pretty fast from here on out. The moment we reached the mainland, Margot was taken into custody by the authorities. Shortly after, we were also taken in and questioned. I gave them all the information they asked for, and more. While the investigation was ongoing, the government took all of us under its protection to ensure our safety. In a month or so, Margot appeared in court to testify against the overseers. The case made a real splash and attracted global media attention. Margot took the spotlight by providing overwhelming evidence against the overseers. She lifted the veil on all of the overseers' illegal operations over the last 2 decades. The overseers' operations were global. From huge corrupt deals and bribes, to threats and even murder, governments around the world rose up to take them down. Italy, Germany, the United States, and more. It didn't take long for all the biggest members to be captured, put on trial, and sentenced to life imprisonment. Margot also received a life sentence for all the crimes and murders she committed. But deprived of all protection after the trial ended, her time in prison didn't last long. A couple of days after she was moved to prison, she was assaulted and murdered in cold blood. To my surprise, Project Genetica never came up in the trial. I guess the government decided to cover it up completely. As for the rest of us, once the overseers had been captured, it was deemed safe for us to return to our regular lives. Sometime later, I published my article about the events on Isla Esperanza in Peak Life, though I had to keep Project Genetica out of the article. To my surprise, it still became the most popular issue of the year. The others seemed to be doing okay too, Ruben and Janet finally got together. I'm really happy for them. Jax got a new role in an upcoming blockbuster movie. Kat took some time off work to be with her wife and kids. The Admiral received a Medal of Honor for his service. And after a long vacation, Mrs. Bird and Q came back to work for Ruben. Everything slowly started going back to normal. I really thought the nightmare was finally over. If only I'd known what would come next. Maybe I could have stopped it.